The ATF has created a perfect storm to expand its registry. You know how the government loves its list. This time, you might be on it. Stay tuned for why and how. I'm Ben Sanderson, and this is the Minuteman Moment. The Biden administration's so-called ghost gun rule, released last year, also provided ATF everything they need to now confiscate millions of pistol-braced firearms. The Biden administration wrote a section that expanded the ATF's National Gun Registry beyond the 20 years of out-of-business records that we talked about in our last registry video. Click the link in the description to learn more about this nearly billion record large registry that the ATF currently has. Now, back to how they're expanding this registry. They did this by prohibiting the destruction of firearm transaction records, also known as Form 4473s, indefinitely. These Form 4473s are currently being used in an illegal, digital, and searchable database by the ATF that we've covered at length. This illegal gun registry can easily be used by the ATF to force compliance with the Biden pistol ban. The president has initiated a pistol ban via an executive action, formerly an ATF rule entitled Factoring Criteria for Firearms with Attached Stabilizing Braces, because ATF is in its strongest position yet to systematically start confiscating firearms from gun owners. This rule regulates pistols equipped with stabilizing braces, which ATF has had no problem with for the last 10 years. What I mean by this is that the ATF has already approved the use of pistol braces, and so people went out and bought them legally. But now, these same people who act within the law are either facing a fine and prison time, or the following options. They can reconfigure their pistols at their own personal cost, register them with the federal government as SBRs, turn them into the ATF, or destroy them. All of these so-called options infringe on the right to keep and bear arms. ATF has referred to this program as Biden's amnesty registration of pistol-braced weapons plan, as though they are assuming that you are the criminal because you lawfully bought an item protected by the Constitution and now should be begging for forgiveness for not predicting ATF's next wild contradiction. The Biden administration is using the National Firearms Registration and Transfer Records, as established by the nearly century-old National Firearms Act of 1934, to formally register these pistols with the federal government. But an illegal gun registry of firearm transaction records will help the ATF enforce this new ban, with disturbing precision and legal consequences for gun owners. As mentioned earlier, the Biden administration's ghost gun rule also included a change on how we use Form 4473s, or firearm transaction records, kept by FFLs after gun sales to create a complete gun registry. Now, the ATF has guaranteed that there is a complete record of every firearm transferred since at least August 24th, 2002. This includes the firearms equipped with stabilizing braces, which first hit the market about 10 years ago. What this means is that all ATF-approved and commercially sold pistol-braced firearms have a paper trail for the ATF to trace at local gun stores, or they're already present in ATF's digital and searchable out-of-business records gun registry, which has nearly 1 billion records even prior to this expansion by Biden's ATF. While the ATF might not be able to use its gun registry to find those who purchased the stabilizing brace and then attach it to their firearms at home, the same cannot be said for the millions of gun owners who commercially purchased or transferred many of these same brace-equipped pistols. ATF's gun registry includes an insane amount of information about each of these firearms and the individuals who's purchased them. ATF's out-of-business registry is in fact searchable by make, model, serial number, and weapon type. So what this means is that the ATF can efficiently create a list of all gun owners' AR-15 pistols to create a door-to-door confiscation list, complete with home addresses and serial numbers. Think the ATF won't go to door-to-door? Think again. GOA has already caught the Biden administration using commercial sales records to go door-to-door to enforce their ghost gun rules and the solvent trap provision last year.
Hey, with the ATF, okay? I'm hearing about a solvent trap that you ordered. We know what you're using it for, correct? I mean, you bought a jig with it for your AR-15?
We also found the ATF going door-to-door asking gun owners to verify their serial numbers on their recent gun purchases without a warrant. ATF surely plans to do the same for President Biden's pistol brace ban. In fact, there's little more the ATF could do to make the ATF's registry more useful than it already is in confiscating pistol AR-15s and other such firearms. The implementation of ATF's gun registry and ghost gun crackdown was strategically implemented to make sure that Biden's pistol ban would be as successful as possible. Gun owners should be aware that this unconstitutional database of all of their commercial firearms transactions is ready to be used against them to confiscate their lawfully acquired pistols. So please, use the link in the description and reach out to your congressman. Demand that they place the ATF's pistol brace rule under the Congressional Review Act. They need to vote on a joint resolution of disapproval to block this rule. And this does have at least a chance of passing both the House and Senate and ending up on the president's desk. They also need to vote on the SHORT Act, or the Stop Harassing Owners of Rifles Today Act, to remove SBRs, SBSs, and AOWs from federal gun regulation, registration, and taxation. This Biden pistol ban is the last straw for the NFA and has got to go. Thanks for watching. I'm Ben, and this has been the Minuteman Moment.